everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. For the month of February, we're going to be celebrating Black History Month here on my channel, and we're going to be doing that every Friday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be releasing a new video that corresponds within the Doll World's podcast World Black Dolls celebration, and they're going to make that an annual celebration going forward. So I got into this because they reached out to me and asked me if I would like to participate in the celebration, and I thought not only would I like to participate, but I would love to share some programs about some of the black dolls in my collection and some of the history and things like that behind them. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about artist dolls that are faithfully sculpted to be black dolls. And so what do I mean by that? When I say faithfully sculpted, I mean that the faces of these dolls that you see here are actually sculpted by the artist to represent a black person. And so what you have a lot of times, and this goes back to, you know, dolls for hundreds of years, is that you have a doll that's sculpted maybe originally to be a white doll, and then what they do is they just pour the porcelain in a brown color, or they pour the vinyl in brown to make a black version of the doll. But what I'm looking at today is I'm going to look at our artist dolls that our artists have gone out and they have faithfully represented a person of color in their doll. And so I think they're so beautiful because I love the features on all of these dolls, and these are all great dolls, and so I wanted to tell you a little bit about each one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the center and I'm going to move out. So the doll that you see in the center here is Napalm Doll's Hush. She is created by a French artist, Gwendolyn Napalm, and she is sculpted so beautifully. I love this doll. She comes in all sorts of colors, but of course the chocolate color was my favorite, and it's the first one that I got. I've got one in dark chocolate coming as well. I have one in blue. I'm getting one in green, purple, lots of beautiful colors that this doll comes in, but this doll was sculpted with it being a black doll in mind. And so I think the sculpting is so beautiful on her, and not only that, but everything about this doll is very well done. The hands are very well done. I love the shape of the body. I just really love this doll so much, and she's so gorgeous, and she's still available from the artist too. So if you're looking to expand your collection and add a doll like this to your collection, the artist runs pre-order. She's not a closed edition. She's not running a pre-order right now, but the artist does run pre-orders. She ran, I want to say she did 2 or 3 in 2020 for this doll. So this is a really great doll to add to your collection. She's one of my all-time favorites. So if you've watched any of my all-time favorite videos, you know that I am obsessed with Hush. I am absolutely obsessed with this doll because she is so gorgeous, and I think the artist did a fantastic job with her, and I really just love her so much. So we're going to move from a BJD to a vinyl doll, and this is a vinyl collectible doll made by Elfos. And this is a Spanish brand, and this is the Ishtar doll. Now, this is definitely a collectible doll. These dolls are not made for children, even though she is vinyl, and she could kind of, you know, you might see her falling into that playline category. She's definitely not. She is an adult doll. But what I love about this doll, besides her face is so beautiful. I love the sculpting that they did on her face. She has beautiful features, just a really gorgeous doll, and I think she is the perfect embodiment for Ishtar, the goddess of love. She is just so gorgeous, and I love the makeup job they did on her, but I also love the shape of the body that they gave her. They gave her a beautiful, gorgeous body, which I absolutely adore. Kind of like the Hush body. I really love unique bodies on dolls because, and we're going to look at some dolls that, you know, have kind of the standard bodies, but I love these unique bodies where you have a curvy body or you have an unusually shaped body, and this doll is just so special because of that. Now these dolls you can still get, you can order them directly from Elfos, and you can get them from lots of different retailers. So I would just do a Google search and find the retailer closest to you that offers these dolls. I ordered mine from Spain. But she's just so gorgeous, you guys. I really, really just love this doll, and I just love what they created with her. She is just so perfect. So the next doll I want to talk about is my Doll Essence Laura. Now this doll is the doll that got me started on my fashion doll binge. When I started collecting resin fashion dolls, it was because of this doll. So I saw her in person at IDTS in Florida. I can't remember the year. It was 2017 or 2018. And I could not stop thinking about this doll after I left. At the time, I was not really collecting resin fashion dolls. I had some Tawny fashion dolls and some, you know, Barbies and things like that. But resin fashion dolls, I had not branched out into that world. I saw this doll and I really could not stop thinking about her. I was obsessing over her. She was an award winner. Obviously, you can see why. She's absolutely gorgeous. Her artist is a Brazilian artist. So her name is Tatiana Tofaneto. The name of her company is Doll Essence. And this doll was sculpted after her friend's daughter, Laura. So she was actually sculpted based on a real young lady's features and her face, and I just think that's so wonderful. And this doll is just so beautiful, and I've seen pictures of the real Laura, and she of course is super beautiful as well. Beautiful Brazilian woman. So I love this doll so much because she is just absolutely, I have played with her a lot. You might be able to see in the face up, there's been some dings and some damages. This doll has been to Disney World with me. I took her to Disney World, and I saw this video when I was a kid. There was a Barbie had a celebration at Epcot for her birthday, and they took a Barbie to the France pavilion in Epcot, and they had the artist there do a picture of her. Well, I did the same thing with this doll because it was something I had always wanted to do. She's one of the most beautiful dolls I own, so I took her to have her portrait made at Epcot, and it was just a really cool experience because you never know how people are going to interact with you and your dolls in public. I'm almost 99% of the time I've had positive interactions with people, but the artists there, and they're all French because it is the French pavilion, and Disney employs you know, people from those countries in their different World Showcase pavilions. And it was such a positive reception, and she set her up, and I think the artist really enjoyed doing it. And I have a video of that. I will link it below in case you want to check it out. But this doll just so inspired me with her beauty to go out and collect more fashion resin dolls because she was just, y'all, I mean, look at her. I mean, what else do you want me to say? She is a gorgeous doll. And so she's one of my favorites in my collection. I say that about all my dolls, but it really is true. She is one of my favorites. She has been, like I said, so many places with me, and I've banged her up a little bit. So that's why I don't take her out as much anymore. I actually talked to the artist about redoing her face up, but with the mail situation being what it is right now, I haven't felt comfortable sending her to Brazil. But eventually I'm going to get her face freshened up, and then she's going to be back in business. So that is my Laura from Doll Essence. Now the next doll, which you may have seen me talk about in the Doll World's celebration video, is my Katara from Kim Arnold. And this doll, Kim sculpted in 2018. She's a Canadian artist. So we've looked at artists from Spain, we've looked at an artist from Brazil, we've looked at an artist from France, and now we're looking at a Canadian artist. And this doll is so gorgeous. I just really, really, really love her face. This is, again, one of my favorite sculpts of all time. I just love this sculpt so much. She is so beautifully and so faithfully representative. She's just so gorgeous. I mean, have you ever seen a doll this gorgeous in your life? I just really love her so much. And this doll is also still available. So I forgot to mention with Laura, she is a closed edition. She's not available anymore except on the secondhand market. But with Katara, you can get with the artist Kim Arnold, and she is taking orders. When she opens a pre-order, I don't think there's a pre-order open right now, but she does open orders throughout the year, and when she does that, you can order her. Now this is the 18-inch size, but she also offers her in a 12-inch size if you're a smaller doll collector. She's more similar to an American Girl, although American Girl doll clothes aren't going to fit her perfectly. They are going to be close, like especially dresses work because they're not as fitted around the waist, so it'll fit up here and kind of flow out. I like them in Journey Girls clothes. Journey Girls are a little bit slimmer than American Girl, but this doll is just, I mean, You can see me I just love this doll, y'all. I love her. She is so beautiful and she's so well done. I just think she is one of the most fantastic dolls. And I believe, and I'm not sure about this, so I might be speaking out of turn, I believe she might be one of Kim's most popular dolls. And I think that goes to show that, you know, we collectors, we are wanting dolls that faithfully are representative black dolls. We want that for our collection because there's so much beauty, you know, in the world. I don't want all my dolls to have the same face, just with different colors. So I really love that and appreciate that about this doll. She's just magnificent. And then the last doll we're going to talk about is the Popovi sisters, Tawny Owl. Now they are Russian artists, so I actually didn't have a U.S. artist on this list, but this is a Russian artist. They are the Popovi sisters. They are world-renowned, just amazing artists. They have a lot of celebrity collectors. They have a lot of fashion designers who collect their dolls. They are, you know, they are some of the top tier doll designers, doll artists in the world. And I will tell you my story about Tawny Owl. They released this sculpt, was it 2018? It must have been the end of 2018 or early 2019. This is 2021. I don't remember exactly the date, but they released this doll, and I had a order in actually for a full set doll, and I had ordered a magpie in this chocolate resin, but magpie is just one of those dolls that, you know, she has sort of an ambiguous facial sculpt. It's not really representative of a black doll, and then they released this sculpt. And so I sent them an email right away and I asked, you know, can you please, if my doll has not been cast already, can you please change my order to Tawny Owl, because I would much rather prefer to have this face in that beautiful rich resin tone than to have the magpie face. And so they had already cast it all, but they allowed me to have the head cast, and so they let me change the head out, and so it was wonderful. And this is one of the more expensive dolls in my collection, but she is so gorgeous, and I'm so glad that they sculpted this doll and they released her, because I think she's so beautiful and she's so perfect. And you know, there's not there's really not her equal out there. She's just an amazing doll. I think she is just so fantastic. Now there's other artists that create beautiful dolls that I would consider to be faithfully sculpted. Youpla Dolls has their Lupita doll, which is really gorgeous, and she is a beautiful representation of a black doll. And there's also Twigling, Artifix Kindred. She has some gorgeous dolls that are, there's some that, you know, are kind of more generic or almost alien looking, but she has one sculpt that's absolutely gorgeous and it's very representative, and I think it is so beautiful that it will probably be the next doll that I order from her, just because I just think that sculpt is so amazing. So anyway, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've seen some beauty here today, and I hope that you can appreciate it along with me. And I hope that you see why it's important that we have dolls that are representative, you know, that are faithful representations of the different diverse races that we have in this world, rather than just having, you know, one doll that's in a bunch of different colors. And so I think that is, you know, I think it's, like I said, it's just so important because representation does matter. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite black doll? I would love to hear from you guys. Now in this series, I'm going to have 3 more videos every Friday at 8 p.m. this month in February. Next week we're going to talk about black dolls that may not necessarily be sculpted to be black dolls, but that are dolls that are available. The next week we're going to talk about Playline black dolls, and then the next week we're going to talk about vintage black dolls. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you can keep up with this series this month for the World Black Doll Celebration, and also in celebration of Black History Month. Guys, thanks again so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.